So, like I said, I told you about Elizabeth Betty and Robert Maxwell. Well, because this story seems to really bring out the battle of good and evil, I would be remiss if I did not bring up something that I found out in my research that I have not heard anywhere before. And it actually took me, I wanted to message you this as soon as I found it out. And I was like, I have to save it for the podcast. As much as I didn't want this story to lead back to the evil side, as it turns out, Robert and Elizabeth would have 9 children, their youngest of which was born on Christmas Day in 1961, and that would be none other than Jeffrey Epstein's madam, whatever the fuck her name is, Ghislaine Maxwell.
No shit.
And that would make her father, Robert, after the war, he would go on to be a member of parliament and would lose his seat after 6 years. He would later in life acquire the Mirror group of newspapers who published 6 different British newspapers, and he would also found Maxwell Communications Corporations. He actually has a very checkered past, but in 1991, he was found off of the Canary Islands in the Atlantic Ocean, having drowned the day after he was a no-show to a meeting with the Bank of England after he defaulted on a loan of £50 million. Upon further investigation, it was also found that there was £526 million missing from the pensions of his employees. The yacht that he was on at the time was called the Lady Ghislaine, whatever the fuck her stupid name is. And the final ruling of his death was accidental drowning and cardiac arrest. They guessed that he had went to urinate off the side of the boat and fallen in. But I think that the missing money, along with the missed bank meeting, would paint a very different picture, as these scandals would have had severe repercussions. And even after his death, for his family, they still did. It would be the aftermath of all of this that forced Ghislaine out of London, and she would move to America, where she would receive an annual income of £80,000 a year. And if you convert and inflate that to today's dollar, that would be equivalent to £219,491, which would be in US dollars, just under $300,000 a year, and just over 400,000 Canadian.
Ooh.
But all of that, I had to mention, people who knew Betty, who was the one who took in the scrapbook, said that his wife was horribly mistreated by Robert and that he was having multiple affairs. It was also said that he would bring his stupid idiot daughter, that I can't pronounce her name, around, and it almost seemed as though they were a couple as opposed to him and his actual wife. Ew. And I wish that this story did not somehow bring us back to fucking Jeffrey Epstein, but I couldn't just overlook that this big player in Nicholas's story was the mother of one of the most evil women in history.
Wow.
Who just happened to
Holy
be
shit.
in many news stories as of recent times. And although we kind of went back full circle to evil in this story, we can take some comfort in knowing how the final days of those who stood for good and how the final days for those who stood for evil went. And for Ghislaine, I guess her story hasn't been fully written yet, but we shall see.
It is a hot topic, man. This is crazy.
Right?
And so Betty was involved with, she physically took it to...
Betty was the Holocaust. She was a researcher.
Right.
And so when his wife, Greta, was trying to get this put into the public eye, no one wanted to take it because of the gravity of what it contained. Right. Betty, so Ghislaine's mother, was the one who took it and essentially brought us the story today. Without Betty Maxwell, we would not know this story.
You can't even eliminate her from history to get rid of the daughter, because then you wouldn't have this. Jesus, man.
Yeah. So, I oh my God, Matt, I cannot even tell you. I'm looking her
stunned.
Up, and then I was like, there's no way. And it's like, even in her Wikipedia, it's like she was, a Holocaust researcher and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, there's still no way. Like, I have to be absolutely sure. And so then I went into the documentary that I was watching where they interviewed Betty Maxwell,
Yeah.
and then I'm looking at pictures of Ghislaine and the family, and then I
it?
had them on side by sides, and I'm like, this is fucking the same woman.
You're like Ace Ventura, Finkel and Einhorn in it together.
Finkel and Einhorn. And I was like, there's no way, because when I first started, I was like, I just want to make sure that I have her husband's name right, and da-da-da. And so I'm just looking her up quickly as a Holocaust researcher. And then all of a sudden this dumb bitch's face pops up. And I'm like, what? Wait a second. Same last name.
I knew that about her old man. I heard about that, the yacht, the pissing off the bow thing, which is...
And you know what? The only reason I went to look it up was because I was like, okay, I know he was Czechoslovakian, but... he was in Britain, and I just wanted to make sure I had his history correct. And then all of a sudden, I was like, no!
You're like Columbus discovering America by accident. Like, holy shit! Well, gotta add this.
And I couldn't not add it,
no,
right?
No. Hell no.
And it's nowhere else. It's in no other documentaries. It's no other research. And I was just like, I have to add this, even though it fucking makes the story end on a shitty note.
Man. That is...
But to me, like... to think of Nicholas and like think of all these kids' offsprings.
Yes.
And then their offsprings.
I envision it as a tree. Yes, a pyramid, a tree. Yes, exactly. Same thing.
But not like a scheme.
No. No, like sperm.
Pyramid of joy.
Like a sperm.
A pyramid of sperm.
Right?
A pyramid sperm.
Love it.
We did it. We workshopped that.
Can I run some spot of feedback by you?
Yes, and also you do have patrons to thank in your little...
Oh, my box?
Yeah, your box. Oh God, yeah, it was a heavy one, but I hope people enjoyed it. I hope they stayed through to the end because that's a pretty big fucking ending.
Right? All right. So our spotted feedback is on, this first one is going to be on the AIDS epidemic, part 1.
Okay.
We've got quite a few comments on this first episode. This is from Deanna Hunley. Says, this is the funniest episode to date, even with the gravity of the topic. And then a quote, wanna bang wieners, end quote, made me laugh hysterically.
Did you say that?
I must have.
There's no way
I can't imagine that's a quote of something you would say. You're a classy lady, unlike me.
You are not a classy lady.
Sweet Pixel, do you mind when a Quebecer gives pronunciation advice? Absolutely not.
Please.
You don't pronounce the S in Dugas. Duga.
Duga. I knew that.
I love
you know
you.
what? I did know that. Thank you so much for telling me. But yes, sorry.
Love you guys. Love the banter. Love the stories. Love everything.
Except for the S.
Except for the S.
Yeah.
Duga. From Flame Sparrow. I've been doing an ER watch through. Oh, like a rewatch, like the ER.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. That's
Or she's just sitting in
solid
emergency
show.
rooms.
Just watching.
Yeah.
Watching through the window. It's been interesting watching which diseases are most feared over time. It was initially HIV and AIDS, used interchangeably, and moved on to one specifically with AIDS, and then the triple cocktail and how many it was saving. Now I'm nearing the end, and it's all cancer-related. Oh, so like the timing of...
Right.
Very interesting. Rocco Eats Play-Doh. Best username ever?
He's always in our comments. I love him.
Love the banter from Rocco Eats Play-Doh.
Thank you.
This is a request to you from Justine Duplessis. Please do the case of Jocelyn Smith. Or maybe it's a smaller case and I can do it. No, this is for you. A mother accused of selling her own daughter recently here in South Africa.
What's the name?
Jocelyn Smith. Joslyn Smit. Smit. I want to thank some of our Patreons.
Abel.
Our Abel?
Yeah.
From Bayview Secondary in Richmond Hill. Oh my God.
Yep. He finally, you know what? He's been messaging me since we started the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I think it was when I told a story about my dad working at Bayview Secondary and tormenting me.
Yep. Turning the lights off.
That was not the half of it. But so he was like, oh, your dad, sounds like a Bayview Secondary kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then you went to school with him.
Yes.
And he finally bit the bullet because he wanted to hear Haley's Power Ranger episode on the Patreon.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So he's like, Haley really asks like the co-host questions, like what kind of a dog is it? So and he's gonna be getting something in the mail because he signed up for the annual.
Yeah, if you sign up for the annual, we send you a little gift, hand packed by us.
Hand packed by Matt. So get
That's
ready.
That's right.
You thought you got enough of him in high school?
And we do
You're
have
going to be getting more.
some pretty good benefits to our Patreons. If you are not one yet, you can sign up. And, we've recently done Facebook Live watch-alongs for our Patreon-only Facebook group. We do some
Such
interactions.
For us. It's just like watching TV with
It's like super easy, and everybody has a good time.
Yep.
By everybody, I mean me for sure.
And Matt's always got his balls out.
Always.
Which is
right
seems to be okay with some people.
Right in there.
Okay,
stop. Sorry. That was for Shannon Ferguson.
Thank you for joining our Patreon.
Thank you for joining our Patreon. Enjoyed the view.
Lovely.
I want to thank Connie Snow. Oh, this is a great last name. Norma DiMaggio.
Norma, and the first name is a great name.
If
Goodbye,
your last name
Norma
is
Jean.
Stitz, it's good.
Norma Stitz. Norma Stitz? Norma Stitz.
You got some Norma Stitz.
I don't get it.
Enormous tits.
Wow. Did you just come up with that on your own, or did you hear that somewhere before?
No, I'm an avid listener to the Howard Stern Show.
Very smart. Yeah, he seems like a great guy.
I believe this is Tamslin. Melville is the last name on my list of
Sounds
Patreons
like a city
to thank.
and a place. Like it sounds like. Where are you from? Tamslin, Melville.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Because some people have two first names. She has two cities.
she lives where she is.
You love towns.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining our Patreon. And if you made it this far, you should probably join our Patreon because you put up with us for a fucking long time.
Yeah, you didn't leave. You're still at the end. I knew it. Thanks for sticking around.
All right. Bye.
Bye.